Hello and welcome to the third video to Skaven Tactics. And today I want to speak with you about the rule Verminous Valour. Many people asked me after the last video, and so I was thinking I will bring one more video and I will talk about this rule with you. First of all Skaven character can do this or use this rule, and you can use this rule when you have joined a unit with unit strength 10. And if you have joined, you may retire to the rear of the unit at any time. This is really important. Here, don't stay. It's in combat. Anytime means you can put also your character at any point of the game. So in the movement phase, in the shooting phase, in the opponent's movement phase or shooting phase, maybe. I make one example. You can stay with your engineer in the first rank, cast Pillar of Fire. Maybe at this point you stay in the dispel range, and if you have cast, you can after this go backwards, and maybe then you don't stay any longer in the dispel range. Or if there comes a cannonball who acolyte your character. And moving through the ranks and taking up a position away from combat. That means you go backwards in the last rank, but only if the last rank don't stay also in combat. Should they do so, they are not longer within the fighting rank and cannot make attacks, have attacks to direct against them. However, the unit may still use this character leadership. And you can't use this when you stay in challenges. That's the only point where you can't use this rule, or if your unit has also a fight in the rear. In a few seconds we will come back to this last point, but before I will show you how that works in practice. Okay, we have here my 6 characters. Warlock Engineer in the first rank. That's the battle standard bearer. He stay also in the first rank. Plague Priest in the first rank, like I told you in my last video. The Gracier goes also in the first rank. And my Skaven Warlord, there's not enough place in the first rank because too many characters, so he stays outside. The same with the second chieftain. For an example, I will create other unit. Maybe Beastman. It makes no difference with which unit. So maybe this some Dragon Ogre. Okay, your opponent charge this unit and stays, maybe we would say, here at this position. Then you have the option to say, I move my Warlock Engineer backwards in the opponent's movement phase, shooting phase, or, and that's one important point, before anything happens in combat. That's the last point. If you want that your Warlord can attack, then this is the last point. At the step 1.0, that you then tell my engineer use the special rule and goes backward. Then in the next step, and that's really important, step 1.1 of combat, before challenges were declared or accept my Warlord, because now it's not more characters than normal people in the fighting rank, and now my Warlord can use the rule move through the ranks to come in contact, and that he can fight. So now I can choose a position where I want to stay. I can't stay at a position where other character stays, but if I want to stay in contact, I would go like this. Or if I don't want to stay in contact and only accolade one attack, then I could put him at the side without contact. After fighting, I can decide to put all characters I want backwards. That's, I think, for the most players clear. And why my Warlord can fight, it's also clear. Because when I'm use the rule move through the ranks, I move through the ranks that my character can fight. All armies can do this. So for another example, if I wouldn't play Skaven and maybe my Warlord stay at the first rank, and my opponent attacks my flank of the unit, I can decide to move how many characters I want in the fighting rank that they can also fight. with the rule move through the ranks. I only can't put more characters in the fighting rank than normal models of the unit. So in this side I would have in this example 7 models. So 4 normal models, and I could bring 3 characters into this fighting rank. But that's a normal rule, and after they move through the ranks in fighting rank in position, they can fight, because the combat and the fighting at this point haven't started, because it's before you declare challenges or don't accept them. Okay, that's the first thing where I say the most people agree with this, and for the most people it's clear. Now we come at one point where some people say it works and some people say it don't works. Up to this point, I had never really this question, because normally I play on my battle magic casters. I want to have arcane urgency or pillar of fire or fireball, and so for me it's not really important. With I must have a look. Sorry, it's with enchantments. Sometimes my English, I must look for the word. And the only enchantments most time I have is Demonic Vessel, and my Gracier is one of the last characters who moved backwards, because he is one of the characters with the lowest initiative. So it makes not really a great difference if it would work or not. The same with when I have this with Open Shield. Open Shield for me, it's more important for the shooting phase, because most times my opponent can't attack my characters, or I don't want to happen this. So most times it's also not important that Open Shield would work in combat. But maybe if you play different lores or something else, there could be some times where it makes a difference. And so we want to speak about this. For me, it's clear. Maybe not what Games Workshop want to say, what they want to intend, but here we will speak about rules as written. First of all, I would say we have here a rule what stays for himself first. Verminous Valour doesn't name another rule what works together with. And we have this at a few other rules that Games Workshop forget something to write down. They say the unit may still use the character's leadership, but they don't say anything about spells and battle standard bearer and maybe banner or something like this. But they also don't tell you that you can't use it. And I think what the people forget, who means it don't works, is that we don't have at this point the rule too many characters. We don't move our characters back because we have too many characters in the fighting rank. We move them back because we use our own rule, Verminous Valour. And that makes a difference. I will show you in a few seconds what I mean if we would say all characters who don't stay in the fighting rank can't give any spells or rules or bonuses. That would be really crazy. The rule too many characters told you that you move backward in a position also retrial, but this is, I think, another context. And they also declare, like here, what you can't do. Like this, that you can't attack or accolade by attacks. And in the rule, too many characters, they also told you that you can't use special rules or leadership or something else. But here, this passage, it's left. Yes, you could argue rules as intent. They only forget it because they say you can use the character's leadership. But rules as written, I would say, they forget it, and until they will update it, it works. Because this is a different rule, and you don't go backwards because you don't accept a challenge or use the rule too many characters. And if you would say, if you don't stay in the fighting rank, then you can't have any bonuses. And like I said before, what would be happen if I won't move through the ranks with my characters and I would be attacked by dragon ogres in my flank? My characters would stay outside the fighting rank. And then if we say, it's not in the fighting rank, then this standard would do nothing. Yes, I know it's really not really the same, but we can't put another rule we don't really have at this point over a rule we take. My English is not perfect. It would be easier for me to declare what I mean in German. But I think you know all what I mean. Yes, it's a stupid bullshit rule, how they have written it. Also that you can move backwards after you attacks. And that you can move backwards at any point. But for the moment, it's that what we have. And yes, when you stay backwards, you can't cast something like magic missiles because you can't see anything. But if you stay only in the last rank, so not in the fighting rank, yeah, you can cast hex or enchantments. That's possible. And I would say it's also a little bit like if you play Bretonia. There's a really stupid rule with lances, lance formation, and the damsel. Because she can stay in the middle of the unit. She can cast spells. And she can also attack. And the opponent can't attack her. And no, if she stay in the middle, but she can cast assignment spells. What's really stupid in my thing, I would say. But that's also what I think it's really stupid that you must stay for assignment spells with other armies only in the fighting rank. Your opponent can't attack you, but you can attack the opponent with something like Doppelganger from Illusion. I hope it's not perfect. I know also what I told, but I hope you understand what I mean. It's also interesting if you would argue that we would use the too many character rule. What would happen after the combat when I stay backwards? and there's enough place in the first rank. But I don't move forward. Only if I reform my unit, I can change the position out of combat for my characters. If we would stay in combat, I can move through the ranks again to come in contact if there is enough place in the fighting rank. Then I don't know how other people would argue then, because I don't stay backwards because of too many characters, and so I must happen that I can cast spells. I don't need line of sight or something like this. I would say, but I'm not the whole community. I'm not a tournament organization. So what I would tell you, I would go before I drive to a tournament. I would speak with the tournament organization and ask them how they would rule it. In Germany, I speak to the two greatest tournament organization who also work at the with other TOs in the world who works with them together at the unofficial community FAQ and writes them with them together. And they say it's like I say before, you can cast and use rules if you stay backwards, because when of using the Verminous Valour. Verminous Valour. Sometimes not so easy for me to speak some rules. But I would say if you want to play this brick and you are not sure, and you know there may be some people who discuss much time when they play, then ask only the tournament organization before you drive to the tournaments that you don't will have problems on the tournaments. I must say, I played 4 tournaments with Skaven, and there were no player where I have problems with this rule in total. On the square-based online tournament, I have no problems with this rule, and also on the World Team Championship a few weeks ago, I asked before, and but also no of my opponents say anything really against this. So, but like I told before, most time for I don't have the situation that it makes really a difference. because I don't need it. Okay. I hope you could understand what I mean. I think this video will be perfect, and maybe I see it wrong. So I'm not angry if people say we will play it in another way. That's not a problem. I think only for two of the viewer of the last videos, what's without interpretation, it's that you can move backwards, put your warlord into the fighting rank, and then you can attack with him. And after attacking, you can also go backwards. Because there's no rule what say or no point that you can't move twice in the Skaven special rule. But I can't move through the ranks in contact, go with this rule backwards, and then after my opponent's attack, move again before the combat rest in contact. Because move through the ranks you can only use to come in contact at the step 1.1 of the combat phase. Okay, if you have any questions left, write me on Discord, close order channel, or direct, or again under this video. But to hexes and no hexes, battle standard bearer, special rules, or enchantments, I can't say more what I said in this video. So I can't give you another answer. But like I said before, if you have any questions to Skaven, or maybe also to Karsdorf, maybe I will bring in the next weeks also something like I have done for Skaven for Karsdorfs, because I play also in the last half year a few tournaments with Karsdorfs, and it was really nice, and I played a little bit different like the most players play it. Only a few small things I play different in my list, but it makes a great difference in this in total. So if you are also interested too in Karsdorfs, you can write me down in the comments. And if you want, you can like and follow up my channel, and then come back when I bring a next video for tactics tournaments or something else on the channel. I would say have a nice evening, or I don't know when you will look this video. Maybe before only no at the start of the next year. So come good in the next year if you see it, not before, and hope to see you again. I'm out for today. Your Anubis.